Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Sorry about the technical difficulties there. Make sure that you guys can hear us if Miss Deanna will say hello so we can test the
Hi.
make sure everything is coming through on her end and our end. So, everybody should be able to see you. Now, the question is where they can hear you.
Can you guys hear me? Can I get some hearts if you guys can hear me?
So, welcome to the Interview a Crafter, episode 3, where we have Miss Deana Tomas. Everybody should be able to hear you now. So Kayla said I can hear and see. So boom, I did it. I'm not
You did
completely
it.
losing my mind over here. So that makes me feel better. So thank you so much for being on with us. We greatly appreciate it. I want to
Thank you
say
for having
a
me.
huge thank you because you taking time out to do this for us, and we really appreciate it.
Oh my gosh. Stop
So,
it. You guys are so sweet. Thank you guys for having me.
of course, of course. So you're going to be doing a 5 split cup for us, if I remember
Yes.
correctly.
We're
Okay,
gonna be
very
doing
cool.
this. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the same colors. I'm gonna do different colors. And the reason why is because I chose these. I made the cup and then I realized that the seal was broken. It's like all
Oh no.
oh yeah, I know. I'm really upset about it. But it's
Heather's
okay. It's fine.
had some cups like that too, and she's like, I spent so much time on it.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's
uh,
like, oh my gosh, come on. So I really liked the color scheme, but I might just keep this one for myself then,
hey,
I don't know.
the test will be if you put ice in it and it holds, right? Even though it does
Yeah,
have
I
a broken
guess
seal,
so.
if it holds it, then we're in there.
That's
So
all
cool.
that matters,
You are
right?
welcome to get started. For those of you that don't know Miss Deanna, she is in Tumblr Tutors, and I know that she has her own Facebook page that she does her own business stuff. But she said the easiest way and the best way to reach out to her is through Tumblr Tutors, right?
Yes.
Good, very
Tumblr
good.
Tutors is my baby. And that is definitely the best and easiest way to reach me.
Nice. Well, the
Yeah,
floor is yours. Take it away. I will ask questions as you're working, and you can kind of announce what you're doing as you go.
thanks. I'm just trying to figure out what color scheme I want to do. Maybe you guys can help me out. So I've got these
Question: I
colors.
didn't think about this, but actually, if you can you turn your camera sideways?
Yeah.
Boom, because that
Is
made it
that
large for
okay?
everybody, so that's much better. Fantastic. Thank you. I forgot to ask you
So
that
I've
before we got
got,
started.
oh no, of course, that's fine. So I've got these, the blues, or I've got these colors. I want you guys to help me out. Oops, it's just hard to grab all these.
And that's kind of the same color scheme as you had on the one that you have now, right?
Kind of, a little bit different. So the other one was like a little bit peachier.
Okay.
So close,
And
close.
yeah, it
So
sounds like we may have some people who are going to straggle and kind of hop on. I don't know if we're going to, but Sequoia, one of our moderators, says she's going to be looking out for the new joins as well. So,
okay,
by the way, I
cool.
just got
Yeah.
to let you know, we got like no less than 100 people in here because of it. Like it was,
Really?
yeah, we were getting a lot of traffic
Oh
because,
my
yeah,
God.
we got probably. I know I accepted about 35 people, and then our other moderators were like, yeah, I just brought in 10 more. I just brought in 10 more, 20 more, and
Oh
so
my gosh, that
yeah,
makes me so happy.
yeah.
Look, I posted in tutors and um I was like, come join me. And I was hoping a lot of people would come, but that makes me happy that so many people came. That
Yeah,
made me happy.
yeah, and
Aw.
whether they actually came just to look at it, or whether they're going to watch the replay, or whether they're going to just be involved in the group, it means a lot to us because it's going to help us grow. And I like that this is going to
Yeah.
be kind of a centralized place for this type of stuff, where I can everybody can come to get to know the crafter themselves. So I'm excited for that. But
Yeah.
thank you. I just wanted
No,
to say
I
thank
love
you for that.
that.
So
Oh my gosh, of course.
yeah,
Of
welcome.
course, of course. No, thank you guys so much for having me. This is amazing. I love this kind of stuff. So I really appreciate it.
Well, while you're getting started, if you have something you'd like to say, obviously go ahead. But how did you get started with all of this,
How
as
did I
far as the
get
tough
started
stuff?
with tumblers? So I always say that creativity has kind of been like in my blood, like my whole family. is creative. Like literally my entire family. My great grandfather was an inventor. My great grandmother, when she passed away when I was 23 or 24, and she,
I'm sorry to hear
as
that.
a 90, you can't hear me?
No, I just said I'm sorry to hear that. That your grandma passed.
Oh, thank you, thank you. But no, she was a senior citizen teaching arts and crafts classes to senior citizens,
Hmm.
and yeah, my grandmother is like a pattern making professor at some fashion school in New York City. My mom does all kinds of crafts. My aunt is the only person in the entire family that can't do anything in regards to
Do y'all
crafting.
like shun
She's
her
a
at Christmas?
doctor. She's a doctor.
Oh, I was about to
So
say, do y'all shun her at Christmas, or is it like the other way around? She's like, why aren't y'all doing more?
no, 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 no. She tries her best.
Gotcha.
She tries. Um,
Hey, who gives better Christmas gifts? Be honest.
ooh, best Christmas gifts come from my sister for sure because like
Really?
she knows me. Like we actually have gotten for the past like 2 or 3 years, we've actually gotten each other the same Christmas gift, at least one gift, like every year.
Really?
We're just like we're here, yeah.
That's so funny.
But so no, I've always been a crafty person. I actually started my Etsy off with crocheted items. That sounds like so lame and grandma.
No,
Even my great
no.
grandma taught
Everybody
me
gets
to
started
crochet.
somewhere. I think that's cool that you started there.
Yeah, yeah. And then my mom and my grandma both actually got themselves a silhouette for some weird like pattern thing that they were doing from pattern class. And I my friend asked me because I've always been really good at like handwriting. My
Like
friend asked me
calligraphy?
to do her, yeah, kind of. I'm not that good. Wouldn't call it calligraphy. I'd call it like board squiggling in a notebook.
Okay.
but she asked me to do the mirror for her wedding. Like her seating arrangement was on a
Mm-hmm.
mirror, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can
That's
do it.
different.
And then I started doing it, and I was like, I don't know about this. So I actually ended up using my mom's silhouette to cut all the vinyl out for the mirror. And then I decided I was going to with the silhouette, cut out a little extra thing for my boyfriend, like a Jack Daniels logo, and I slapped it on a cup. Well, fast forward a couple months and it started peeling off. Well, I was on a work injury. Like I was out of work and I was bored and I was trying to find something to do. So I started Googling how to, all these cups that I was making, how to seal them.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's when I started
That
messing
just
around
like,
with
whoop.
epoxy. And it went, and it was like, oh, I need epoxy. Oh, I need a way to turn it. Oh, I got this. And then I started hydro dipping. That's how I started making cups. I started hydro dipping.
Gotcha.
And then it snowballed.
Yeah.
It snowballed significantly.
Clearly. To where you are now, where you're like, I'm
Yeah.
amongst one of the tutors.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
So it's been fun. It's been fun. It's
That's
been
so cool.
about 4 years now making tumblers.
Man.
Almost 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Meg was kind of similar. She's been doing it for several years. I
Yeah.
don't know if you watched the one where we did with Meg.
I watched some of hers. Kind of just been like
Yeah,
in
yeah.
and out.
Everybody has
You know.
stuff. I get that, but I was just curious, like, because
Yeah.
she's the same way. Like she started out doing. I think she started out doing shirts and stuff, and just kind of segued into. And everybody has their story. Heather started doing. We were doing shirts, and then we did fabric. Her first cup was a fabric cup, so she jumped right in.
Oh
So she was like, "Yeah, I saw
God.
this Harry Potter fabric, and I figured I'd try to attach it to a cup." And I'm like, "Okay,
Yeah, like, all
all
right.
right."
Yeah, no, I actually just now started getting into shirts. So, I'm kind of doing it backwards.
Yeah. Well, everybody has their own different thing that they want to get into. Someone asked if
Yeah,
you have a YouTube.
that is a good question. I do not have a YouTube, but I've been thinking about starting one. I just haven't. I'm not good with like the editing or,
Sure.
that kind of stuff. So I've always, I don't want to say I've always wanted to do one. I've had my eye on it for a long time.
Do you
It's
feel like the
just
peer pressure is going to get to you
never.
eventually, and you're going to be like, okay?
Oh, for sure. Oh, for
Well, this
sure.
is going to be up on
I'm
YouTube if you're
definitely
cool with that.
easily. Oh yeah, of
Cool.
course. Look,
Very
I'm
good.
here for it. I'm easy. I'm super easygoing. I do like the idea of having a YouTube, but again, I feel like there's so much stuff that I'm a planner, and I feel like there's so much stuff that goes into um, YouTube, and I'm also a perfectionist.
Mm.
So I feel like I have to have all my ducks in line before I even start anything. So, like, I feel like I need to make sure that I know how to edit. I feel like I need to make sure that I have a backdrop because this baggie, I work in my garage. So, my garage isn't like half of, I have the whole thing. It's half is mine and half is my boyfriend's, and he works on cars and all kinds of stuff. So
Oh
like you
man.
can see like the ugly half of the garage is his. So I feel
Well,
like I
he's
have to
not
like
he's not
hide
watching, right?
everything.
So he's not going to be like,
He
"Oh,
he knows. He knows
oh,
his half
y'all."
is the
The
ugly half. He
banter back
might
and
be
forth is
watching.
real.
Oh yeah.
That's
But
so
no,
funny.
it's it's a lot for me to sit there and be like, okay, I have to make a list before I can even think about, you know, what I need to have ready to start a YouTube. And I've been thinking about it, and I don't know. It
Maybe
may be a thing, but
one day.
maybe. Maybe one day. So I'll just say real quick what I did. So I took my cup, and I don't math well, but I took my cup and I put my tape measure down the side, and whatever it was 8 and 1/8 inches. I just divided that by 5, and it comes out to 1.6. So I just every 1.6 inches, I marked a little. I don't know if you guys can even see
Gotcha.
that.
Yeah,
They're
we
so
can.
tiny,
I can.
little itty bitty dots, and I just use like a nude colored Sharpie, but you can use a pencil or whatever. And then I have these like little mouthwash cups,
Yeah.
and I just stack them, and
Okay.
and I just do this, and then I take some away, and then at the bottom, I just use these little measuring cups. So
Hey,
that's where I'm at right now.
whatever works.
So yeah, look, ghetto engineering is what I like to call it.
As long as it gets the job done.
It
So,
gets the job
are
for
you
sure.
doing? I know I think I already know the answer to this question, but are you doing this like full time, or is it like something you do on the side, or?
So I actually do it on the side.
Okay.
So I am a full-time flight attendant. I work for Delta, and I got into a car accident, so I have not been working. Well, first I took a with COVID, I took a leave of absence. I took a year off,
Okay.
and then I went back and I worked for about 2 months, and I got into a car accident. And so I've
Jeez.
been out, yeah, I've been out for about a month now. So, but I do go back at the end of the month. So,
So is this
but I
helping
only
like
work on
hold you over?
weekends. Yeah, it's just something to do. It's just something to do. I get really bored really easily. And if I'm not like tearing apart my house to like do renovations or something,
Yeah.
I'm making, because that's how it was, before cups. If I when I was bored, I would, paint a room or something like that. So um I'm
You sound
kind
like
of
us.
done with all of that.
So you've painted every room at this point.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. Every
You're
room
like,
except for the guest rooms.
I don't have rooms to paint, so what do I do now? I guess I'll make
Exactly.
cups.
Exactly. Literally, yes. Exactly. But no, I just been doing cups, hanging out. Sometimes I'll take a break off cups or something. I had to get an epidural in my neck
Yeah.
the other day, so I wasn't making cups for a little bit. I had to get another one. So and you just get burnt out after a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
Like after Christmas really
Oh
took it all
man,
out of me.
I
It
feel
was a
that
lot.
on a personal level. So
Yeah, it was a lot. So, I wasn't doing anything. I was just trying to take a break, do something, something other than cups. I started looking at them, but
yeah.
it wasn't not that bad. Now I'm just taping off the two middle sections. Or well, you can see this section right here and then this one right here. I'm just gonna tape off and that way I can glitter the other three sections.
I'm gonna do 3 at a time.
Yes.
Nice.
Yep. Make it nice and even, nice and easy. So yeah.
So, what's your favorite color?
Ooh, my favorite color is actually, I always like to say that my favorite color is turquoise or like pink or purple, your girly colors. But my entire house is like blue, like navy blue, light
Yeah.
blue,
Well,
like
turquoise is
all
a
different
shade of
shades
blue,
of blue.
so
Yeah, that's more green, I feel like.
yeah.
Do you think
Got,
it's more green or do you think it's more blue?
ah, I don't have the eye to be able to confirm or deny that. All I know is that it uh, has greenish tints. So
I'm just saying on my glitter wall, my turquoise is over here and my blue is over
yeah,
there.
hey,
So,
it's funny because Heather's made points before, and she said like, "Can you go grab me this like pink glitter?" And I'm like, "There's like 80 bottles, so can you narrow it down just a
can
little bit?"
you
She's like,
like
"Yeah,
tell
the
me
one that's like a little
exactly
bit
what?
darker, but not too dark." I'm like, I'm that guy when
Yep.
she's like, "Can you get my wallet out of my purse?" And I hand her the whole purse.
See the whole
Yeah,
purse?
I
That's
did.
literally my boyfriend.
Somebody asked what size cup you're working with.
I'm working with a 20-ounce skinny straight.
So non-taper.
You can do non-tapered. And the reason why I'm not using tapered is I prefer skinny tapered cups. So
Okay.
I've got like half a case left and I'm like trying to save them for like myself. For like cups I want to make for
Not to be
myself.
selfish or anything.
Because I prefer the tapers. I'm like really sad that they're getting rid of they're, phasing out the tapers.
Hmm.
Um
I think the reason people don't like
but
them is because they have to warp images and stuff to be able to make them fit for like full cut
see
wraps and stuff.
feel like I've perfected my warp. So like I've got like all my stuff warped and now I'm like, how do I unwarp it?
Right.
Like I have to
Oh
like,
no.
yeah, I'm
Man, because
stressed.
that's like the number one
So
thing that I see most people asking about, like, how do I warp my images to make sure to fit it right? So the fact that you've like gotten it
oh my
down is,
God.
yeah, yeah,
Look, I actually started making like TikToks about stuff like that, like how to warp
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff
So you
like
do have
that. And
TikTok.
so
You
I do.
I gotcha.
I do. I've been slacking on my Mackin lately with like TikTok and just like social media in general. I've been really bad about it. I even like my personal like non-business stuff page, like my personal Facebook, I've just been I don't know, I've been more like just I don't know. I just been hanging out
You've been
like
busy.
in life.
Yeah,
Like,
you've been adulting.
I've been adulting. Oh my gosh, I never thought I'd be able to say that.
Well, you did today.
I've been adulting
Whether
and
you wanted to or not, you said it today.
exactly. Look,
By
I've
the
been
way,
adulting.
I think the consensus is blues. The blues.
Blues,
Yeah.
cool. We'll do the blues. Love it.
I think you only had like maybe one or two people who said the other ones. So
And the other
blue it
one.
is.
Okay,
Sorry,
it's
guys.
okay. Look, I'm here for the blues. I'm here for it. I'm trying to see which way I want to do. I think I'm gonna do this way. Okay.
Heather, say hi. She's on the phone.
Hi,
Deanna says hi. She walked away. Awkward. Weird loud interjection.
it's all good. Okay, so I have a lot of foam brushes. Oh my gosh, you guys can see all my mess. Don't look at my messy floor. Look, this is why I don't want. I'm just. Now I've been like
That's why you need
throwing
your
my trash.
backdrop.
I'm saying, look, I'm saying. So I just recently redid for like the 1000th time my workspace. So I've been like trying to put everything back together and like trying to get my life together, and there's just stuff, literally stuff everywhere. Like
you are okay. And the only reason I say that is our house is a teetotal catastrophe. Because we completely redid Heather's craft room. If I know you haven't really been like maybe here for all of it, but she's
I've seen a couple pictures that you guys have posted.
It's been a journey. So
It's
the room I'm in right now is the new craft room. It was why I'm so excited about it, because I have everything set up the way that I want it. It makes me super happy. And so listen, absolutely no judgment, because our house is destroyed with a capital D.
Oh my gosh, like everything is everywhere. Like I had cups in the kitchen, I had cups in the living room, I had stuff everywhere because I put up a new rack, and then I had to take everything out because we put down flooring. Why? I don't know. It's still got glitter all over it. So we put down flooring, and then I got new tables. I got a new table over here, I got a new table over there, and
Good,
then
though.
I expanded. We're building little like cabinets, and it's just,
it looks good though.
Stuff
from what I can see, it looks good.
Don't look at my trash pile.
Right.
It's literally just like boxes and like stuffing from boxes. It's been a mess. It's been crazy. But yeah. So let me move these out of the way. Got like half started cups everywhere because I never finished them. So
There's
you
like
know.
people saying hi.
Hi! Alrighty, you guys. So I'm just going to start with my 5 different colors. Well, I'm going to start obviously with the 3. So I'm going to Mod Podge, make sure there's no bumps or lines. I'm going to glitter. I'm going to wait a couple seconds. I'm going to brush it off, and I'm going to Mod Podge again and glitter again, the same spot.
Gotcha. Are the colors that you're using, are they from a specific company?
Yes, these are all Backfist Customs. I'll show you guys the colors I'm using. So I'm using Lilac Silk. It's just a really pretty, like, not super dark purple, kind of like a Barney purple. So there's that.
The early Barney.
Blackberry dumpling. Yeah, exactly. Blackberry dumpling. It's kind of like a super, super dark, like blue purple color.
The later Barney.
This is, yes. This one is called Splendora. This is my custom mix. And then this one is called Elegance. And then I'm going to use Paisley Blue. Just the light blue.
Nice.
Yeah. So those are the colors. All right. So I'm going to start at the top. Actually, I'm going to start at the bottom. No. Start at the top. Okay. And then I use the purple Mod Podge just because it's my favorite. I
wonder what the difference is. What's the difference?
So I think that the difference is that it dries quicker, and besides that, it doesn't smell as bad, and it doesn't. It's not as bubbly. Yes.
Because I think the yellow one Heather describes as the glue of death.
The devil's glue.
Yeah, the devil's glue. That's what she calls it.
Everybody says that.
She says it stinks.
Nobody likes working with Mod Podge. Yeah, it's horrible. Jerry, I don't know if Jerry's watching. Jerry is always talking about how much she loves the smell of Mod Podge. I'm like, you are literally
you're an anomaly.
Insane.
You are such a standout.
She's like, I'm gonna lick it, and I'm like, you're disgusting. She's like, I'm gonna lick the Mod Podge. I'm like, that's gross.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be covered in glitter. Always.
You're not normally?
Okay, fair, but like I haven't been yet today. So.
Yeah, Jerry said, yes, I'm here, and I love the smells.
She's gross. So, for those of you guys that normally watch me, you guys know I'm a little ghetto, but like my boyfriend makes all my turners for me, and he makes these like, he like grinds these.
Oh, hold on.
Sorry. My
Okay.
phone decided to tell me it was dying. But he like grinds down the little things to be able to fit in the burner. So this is my this is my little
I
stick
just
thing.
appreciate your little ball that's on the end.
Yeah, the Dollar Tree balls.
Yeah.
They're the greatest. But yeah, I'll give that a second to dry. Yeah. I guess I should probably plug in my phone, huh?
I was about to ask.
Yeah. Look, my phone's always dead. Always, all the time. Always. Okay. We're good. I think. Yes, we're good.
Maybe.
We're good. We're good. We're fine. Everything's fine. It's fine.
Deanna disappears.
You know what? It wouldn't be the first time or the last, okay? I promise you that. Not the first time or the last. I'm always on live and I'll be like, yeah, and this is that, and whatever. And then it's like, oh, my phone died. And I have to go comment on my live. Sorry, guys, my phone died, but we were almost done anyway, so it's okay.
That's so funny. That's like Heather. She was showing
So,
off some glitter the other day, and she was outside, and Georgia heat. She was outside, and
oh,
her phone got
yeah.
too hot, and it just boop.
Of course. Of course. Believe me, I know it. I'm also in Georgia, so I'm
Right. What
right
part?
there with you. Yeah, I'm right by the Atlanta airport.
We talked about this. I remember that, but I wanted to kind of let people know you a little bit too. So
Yeah,
very
I
cool.
live super close to the airport, flight attendant. So I moved down
That
here
makes sense.
to be have less of a commute to work.
Yeah. Well, once we get our craft room and stuff together, um, we are planning to convert the. We have a 15 by 20 shop in the back yard of our house,
Oh yeah,
and we're going to
yeah.
convert that into a mother-in-law suite. So what our intention is to be able
Oh,
to invite people like yourself, like the other
yeah.
interviewers and crafters and stuff, to be able to come and just hang out and stuff like that. And they can stay in the mother-in-law suite because we're going to Airbnb it too.
That's so sweet. Oh, that's such a good idea. That's
So
such a good idea.
for the sake of being able to
Sorry.
make that extra money.
Yeah, and especially you guys are in Savannah, right?
Yeah.
Especially in Savannah. Savannah is such a like, it's such a poppin' place right now, like
Yeah.
nowadays.
It's like
My
lip
mom and
gloss.
my sister just went down there and they spent like $1 bajillion on a hotel for the weekend. I
Yeah.
was like, girl, you got Airbnb.
That's what
So
we plan to do, though. You see, yeah, we're
that should
excited
be
about
good.
it. But yeah, that was all I was getting at. Was it, because of you being so close to an airport, we have an airport literally 15 minutes from us, so it would be
Yeah.
convenient if you popped over.
And I fly to Savannah all the time for work. Like that's one of the um one of the flights that we do is Savannah. They're like super, super short flights. So they go super senior. Everything's based on seniority. So they go super senior. I can get one every once in a while, but um, super short, super easy flight.
Hmm.
So when you guys are ready, let me know. Okay, I'll be there.
That's like Jerry just a second ago talking about. She's like, I can't help it, but for the record, I don't lick it.
She says that. I don't know how true that is. I
Sam
don't know how
says your
true.
dress is cute, and so is the tumbler so far.
Oh, thanks, Sam. My dress is from J.C. Penney. Thank you. I never go to J.C. Penney, but there was one right next to the gym, and I was trying not to go into the gym, so I was trying to kill time. And and I went into J.C. Penney, and I was like, wow, they have some cute stuff. I've never shopped in J.C. Penney before.
So
And
did you find a new love?
only when I'm trying to skip the gym. It's far. I decided I was going to start going to the gym super far away from me. Um, I don't know why I decided that, but
Good idea at the
and
time.
yeah, it was a great idea at the time. And I was going every day. I was like, this is going to keep me motivated.
Here we
Ask me
are.
the last time I went to the gym. To be
I
fair
won't.
though, I've been injured. Okay, so I feel
No, I
like
wasn't
that's
gonna
like
ask anyway. Number one's not my place. Number two, you do you. So,
look,
but
I've
listen,
I've been injured.
I'm just glad you're feeling well. And at any
Thank
point in
you.
time, if you get to the point where you're like, I don't feel well or I'm hurting or something, like by all means call it.
No,
We can do another one. and finish it up.
It
So
is all good. I am here. We are doing this. I am here. We're doing this cup. Everything's good. We're fine.
we have
Trying
to.
to dust off this
It just reminds me of those videos when it's like when you have to say that you're fine, but you're really not fine.
You're like crying on the inside.
Exactly.
I'm kidding. No, I'm fine. I promise. I promise.
Okay.
I would have told you.
Okay.
I'm good.
Good deal.
I'm crying a little bit because I mixed my glitter. Oh no. Got a little bit of my light purple and my dark purple. That's okay. Okay. Oh, glitter everywhere.
You know what I think is funny is the fact that you do that number with the paper off to the side. And the only reason I say that is because if you remember at Palooza, I made a point, and I don't know if you saw like some of the earlier teachers whenever we were doing it. I was like, so when you guys get done with the glitter, y'all don't just like wave the piece of paper behind you to get the glitter off, and they're like, well, like when I'm at home I do, but here I'm not going to. It's like, oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure at Palooza I did it too.
You did, and most of the other crafters did too. And it was super funny because the stage was covered in glitter.
Covered. Look,
So
I
funny.
have to. So, and I used to do it all the time, and everybody would be like, "Oh my God, you're wasting the glitter," and I'm like, I put as much as I possibly could back in, and then I have to shake off the excess. Like,
Right.
I can't just glitter on top of it. And everybody was like, "Oh my God," like freaking out. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. What do I do? Like, what did normal people do? And then
everybody else is like, yeah, no, I do that too. I do that too. It's all good.
Yeah, look, see? So Anne was like, oh, you have to get a dump cup. I got one dump cup. It is the ugliest color I've ever seen before in my life, now that I look at it. And I'm like, ooh, it's so ugly. Everybody's like, yeah, you're supposed to separate the colors. And I'm like, I don't have time for that. It's all going on the floor.
So not only do they want you to get a dump cup, they want you to organize said dump cup.
Yeah, look, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. I always say I'm like the queen of instant gratification. If I can't get it done like this, if I have to sit there and find another solo cup and, you know, all kinds of craziness.
Yeah.
That's
I
not
get
for
that.
me.
Yeah, Rita's like glitter vacuum for the win.
Glitter vacuum. I had one before it was even for glitter. So I had one, I got it as a gift from my desk when I used to work in a cubicle. And
it's probably for a keyboard. It's probably for your keyboard, right?
Or like for like cleaning up crumbs when you're like all you do is eat all day, which is what I did.
Got it.
It was for the crumbs. And like I don't know. I never used it. And now I have it and it's sitting right next to me and yet I still don't use it. I don't even know where it is. It's in one of these drawers.
You're like literally brushing glitter on the floor.
Somewhere. Look, I'm gonna find it. It's here Oh, I found it.
Boom.
It's literally got dust on it. Maybe it's spray paint. I don't know what it is. It doesn't get used for glitter. It just sits there and
don't feel obligated now. Don't feel obligated now. You're
not at all.
You're in it. You're in it at this point.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now that I cleaned off all my dark glitter so I can use my light glitter. Trying to clear off.
Because you were upset that your twos got mixed, so you're like extra careful now, right?
Yeah, of course. I'm using the lightest color next, so I gotta make sure that everything is like, should have used that last. I wonder what it would look like if I did that. Nope. No. Oh my God, I did that like I was storing my I put contacts in for the first time like in weeks today, and I just did this to like lift my glasses up and there was none on my face.
You know what's funny is I would not have noticed or would not have said anything because you literally called yourself out.
I have to because I'm afraid that somebody's gonna notice and they're gonna be like, "Wow, she's a little dumb." So you know. If
anybody says that,
fix myself before
we will fight them. If anybody says that, we will fight them.
I'm here for it. We can fight. We can fight.
So just like
No, I love it. I'm just spreading Mod Podge everywhere. You guys, do as I say, not as I do. Get rid of this. But yeah. Oh my goodness. I like to have a nice clean piece of paper when I'm about to do a really light color because I get stressed because I'm like, you can see through the color. Like, it's super light. So if I have like little pieces of like a dark color underneath, I'm like, oh my God, you're going to see it.
It doesn't take
So
but
I
one
like
speck. And then you have that
just
one
one.
Karen who comes along who's like, how dare you? Right. I demand a discount. I demand a discount.
Exactly. And I'm a softie and I'm all about customer service, so I'd be like,
okay.
Okay,
Really?
fine, I
You
get
gotta hold
it.
your ground. You gotta hold your
Well,
ground,
no,
especially
I
with stuff
do.
like that.
So most of the time, 9 times out of 10, I do. But again, I'm all about customer service, so I do like to make sure that people are happy. I, will send somebody something if they're not, just I'll go out of my way. Customer service is like literally everything to me.
Well,
Um,
as a flight attendant, I'm sure that's like it's just kind of it naturally comes to you too. If that now,
oh yeah.
have you always been customer service like that?
I have. I've always been, it's so crazy because I used to work my first job. Well, my first job ever was painting faces with a party company. But my
Okay.
second job ever, my first like real job, was at Sonic Drive-In. I was a
Totally
car hop.
different side of
Oh
things.
yeah, I was
Were
a
you ever in the
car
drive-in
hop.
like, hey, I can paint your face?
Yeah. No, not there. I was like 14. I was working like illegally in New York.
Oh,
Painting
I won't tell
faces.
anybody.
Maybe I was like 14. But yeah, don't tell anybody. I think the company's out of business now.
You're
But
just telling 44 people who are watching right now, but who cares?
oh, no big deal. You get nothing.
What are
You
you gonna
get
do? Arrest
nothing.
me? Did you wear the
But no.
skates? Is what somebody asked. Were you wearing the
Oh
skates?
yes, I did. I actually broke my arm. I broke my elbow skating at Sonic.
Mm.
That's a real thing. But and if you go through like the depths of my Facebook, you'll see pictures of me in my skates or my uniform, and
Hmm.
it was crazy. It was a fun time. But I got spit on one time. I got spit on by a angry customer. She didn't like the way her fries were cooked, and she
No.
literally bit into her fries and spit them out on me, like spit her food on me. And I just replaced her fries for her, and then I clocked out and I left. But like, I think about it now and I'm like, I would have fought her. Like anybody in their right mind would have literally dropped the tray and like
No.
fought her.
They would have used the tray. They wouldn't have dropped it. It would have been totally different.
Yeah, like they could have like
Man.
I think about it now, like who does that, you know?
Yeah. What's like it's funny that you say that because our 9-year-old had a situation when she was going through school, and actually it was right before COVID got really big, and she was at school, got angry, doesn't normally get angry. This is the little girl that, like, when she's out and about, if anybody does anything for her, she's like, thank you so much, I appreciate it. Like, she's like she tries to be nice to everybody, and we love it. That's
Yeah.
what way we try to raise her. But a little boy made her mad at school, and she spit on him. And when she
Oh
came
god.
back, and the teacher asked her, she's like, why did you do that? She's like, it's what I know to do when I get angry.
Oh,
That was
oh
her
my
response,
god.
and we kind of
You're
took
like
it.
what?
We took a minute. It was like, wait, so you did what? I was like, number one,
I'm
that's
sorry.
like the grossest thing you could possibly do. Number two, like, and then it was like not long after that that COVID really started hitting. So it's like, what
Oh
about the
my god.
timing?
Oh my gosh, poor thing. Yeah, no, I mean, it's a difference between like a kid. You said she's 9, so she was 8 then when
She
it
was,
happened.
yeah, I guess she was like 7, about to turn 8.
About to turn
So
8.
yeah, so but it's just she's
There's
had some funny stuff, but man,
like there's a difference between a 7, 8, 9 year
Oh,
old
absolutely.
spitting on somebody and spitting just spit versus a 35-year-old woman spitting food, like
Yeah.
chunks of like full blown chewed up food. And like, what are you doing? Like, what
Yeah.
are you doing
It's
with
a
your
little
life?
much.
That's what you feel like you need to do to a server. Because
Yeah.
essentially it's what, what I was. But like, all I
Mm.
can think about is like the fact that I I look back on things, I'm like, I would have fought them. And like even now, like I let a lot of things slide and then I think about it later on, especially on the plane. People are
Oh,
I'm
sure.
sure you've heard stories about
Yeah.
what's going on in the air, the friendly skies lately. Um, and I sit there and I'm like, yeah, I would have kicked that person. Like I would have done something. But then I'm like, I catch myself in a situation like that on a plane, and I'm just like, I'm gonna go cry in the bathroom.
No.
like I'll be fine. It's fine. Everything's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm
And
when you have to
you
say
know,
that you're fine, but you're really not. Like
you,
legitimately,
you're
you're
really
like,
not exactly, exactly.
man.
But no, it's crazy, 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 crazy.
Mm-mm. So your first ever job started
It
you off
was
on the right
painful.
foot, and then you were like you made a point to obviously just clock out, not make a confrontation about it, and came back.
Oh yeah,
I'm guessing the next day.
probably
Yeah,
yeah.
just kind of rolled it off like,
I I ended up leaving that particular store and going to another location in like a not so sketchy area.
that makes a big difference
I think
too.
oh, oh yeah.
I'm sure.
um
I honestly
but
have to say I have never worked fast food. I have a
really,
huge respect for people that do, and I make a big point almost every time I'm somewhere to like be overly grateful when it comes to stuff like that because I know, like, don't get me wrong, being in that type of industry, like I'm sure you come across a bunch of assholes, and I would hate nothing more than for me to add to that list. So I'm usually like, dude, thanks, I appreciate it, like in like genuine appreciation too, like
and see, people appreciate that. That's much appreciated, I promise you. When
I
people
hope,
aren't jerks, like if they have something wrong with like their food or something like that, if you're a jerk about it,
yeah. Well,
you're
that
just
and I
like you
saw
roll your
I saw the
eyes.
movie Waiting, so that was enough for me to be like,
Yeah.
nope,
Oh yeah.
not doing that.
You're like, let me go ahead
Yeah,
and double, triple think what I have to say. And
right.
that's why I always try to like even if I have an issue or something like that, like I always try to be mindful of like, they say that like people in the food industry are like the worst towards other people in the food industry. But like
I
I
can't say
always
that's
try
true
to be
because
super
I have friends of mine that they wait tables and they're like, I can't believe how bad people treat servers and stuff like that. And then when they go out, they are always like super nice and like tip really well because they know that the other person's
yeah.
like living off of tips and stuff too. And it's like,
Oh
it's
yeah.
nice to see. So it's
It's nice to
surprising that
see.
you've had like I guess the opposite side where you've seen some friends who are like, or I guess you've heard of people who treat people in the food
Oh
industry
no, I
bad.
definitely have friends that were like that. And we used to know like when I was working at Sonic, and I mean it's not like a full blown restaurant, I mean it's a restaurant, but like
Sure.
it's not like, you're going to a fancy
Yeah.
restaurant.
Sonic is a long way
But
from Longhorn. I get what you're saying.
oh, oh yeah. But no, like it's like, when people that used to work there would come and they would order and, as the car hop, you knew that they just weren't going to tip you.
Yeah.
And it sucks, but it is what it is. And that's just how it was. And sometimes they tip you and you'd be super surprised and be like, wow, thanks. But like they most of the time they don't tip.
Hmm.
So I take that now, and on the very few times that I go to Sonic in my life nowadays,
Yeah.
I always make sure to tip
I'm sure that's somewhere you
because
kind of steer away from.
yeah, definitely.
So what you need
I
to
worked there
do
for
now is like once you get to where you're about, I don't know how old you are, when you get to be about 35 or so, you just,
I'm about to be 30.
yeah, so you need to go back and just give somebody else a taste of the medicine that you got. I'm
Oh
kidding, I'm kidding,
no!
I'm kidding.
Oh, I'm
But
gonna
your face was
spit in
priceless.
somebody's face.
Your face was
Oh my
priceless. I was kidding.
gosh! Could you imagine? I can't even imagine being like a full blown adult and spitting in somebody like on somebody. That is so
No,
disrespectful. Like, who does that?
not me.
Who
I've never
does
spit on
that?
another person at all.
Ah, gosh. Me either. I have never. And
As
I,
someone, I used to work at Longhorn, and my coworkers were definitely the worst customers because they would always compare their server to their own serving abilities. And that kind of makes
oh,
sense, but it's still really bad. Like, even if I felt like I was going to be a phenomenal server, to me, like, I should be able to be compassionate to be like, okay, cool, you're in the same industry I am. Like, you
yeah.
might be struggling. You know what I mean? Like, not
Instead
everybody has
of
the same
being like,
skill set. Like, why
I
be
would have done it like this
right?
versus,
Who
yeah.
cares? Who cares? I'm a used
Some
car
people
salesman
are
by day and glitter fiance by
okay.
night. So, but
Fiance.
but as far as like whenever I'm talking to other car salesmen and stuff like that, like we kick it like nothing's really weird. And if I ever, even the guys that I work with, if they have a point where they do something, like I'll give them pointers, but I'm not gonna be the guy who's like, well, must suck to suck. Like I just don't see
Exactly.
the point in being nasty about it.
Exactly. And that's like I do that with flight attendants all the time. Like if I obviously fly as part of my benefits, I get to go fly on my off time and do whatever. And
Yeah.
but I never would sit there and be like, oh yeah, by the way, uh you did this, but you were supposed to do. No, I'm gonna mind my own damn business. I don't want to hear about what you're doing. I
Yeah.
don't want to even think about what you're doing unless it's something that's like safety related. Then obviously I would say something.
Sure.
But in regards to like how they make their announcements or anything like that, I don't care. I'm just here for a good time. Like, let's go. Can we get to where we need to be, please? Like, let's get this over with. I'm not, I don't know. Some people are a little crazy. They're a
I
little
agree.
crazy.
But we have them everywhere, and they're in every industry. So it's not
Oh,
like, you know, it's definitely not. But like what I was getting at, I've definitely never waited tables, never done anything in fast food. I actually came from pharmacy, so I have 10 years of retail pharmacy background. So I kind of can relate with the whole customer service thing. And Heather gives
yeah.
me a hard time because she's more. If we're like good cop, bad cop, I'm the good cop, she's the bad cop.
You know what? Miles makes me the bad cop. And I say that because like we'll be somewhere and his like food will be messed up or something like that and he'll be like complaining about it but not want to say anything about it. And I'm like, "Can you shut up and say something?" And he'll be like, "No, I'm not going to say anything, but just like continue to complain about it." And I'm just like, ah, like stop.
See, I don't
And
mind being the one that brings it up, right? Like
uh,
if food's having problems or if there's something wrong with my food, like I'll say it and I'll make sure to make a point like, "Hey, this isn't your fault. I just want to see about getting this fixed, please." And that's
yeah.
it. Like, but I'm not. It's so funny that you say that because you got the yin to your yang
See,
too,
I have to be the one that says, like, "Excuse me, this food is messed up."
right?
He will not say it. He does
Do you
not
call him
want
out?
to any. Yes, all the damn
I'm just
time.
saying, do you
I'm
call him
like,
out in
why
front of the
are you
server?
like this?
Because that would be funny.
Oh, no, I
Feel
think the
like
server just thinks that I'm
somebody
like,
won't say what's wrong with their food, but
I, I think that the server probably just thinks that like I control him or something because I speak for him. Like, they're probably like, this girl, this poor guy, somebody needs to save him from this relationship. Like, that's probably what they think. I wouldn't be surprised. That's what I would think. Like, poor thing. He can't speak for himself. That's what I would think.
sorry, y'all probably saw me
But
have a panic face just now. I heard Heather and I thought she was screaming for me. So she scared me for a minute because our kids are asleep and I'm like,
oh
but to be
gosh,
fair, because we've been remodeling and everything's been going on, like we have here in Georgia, especially in my area, we have wolf spiders. Yeah. So if you don't, have you ever seen one or know what that is?
I know exactly what a wolf spider
Okay.
is.
Well, we have them, and there was one in our son's bedroom the other night, and it made Heather like she was like, powder, and like,
Literally me.
yeah. So
Literally me.
kill it, kill it,
Oh my
kill it.
gosh. Kill it. You have to get rid of it. Yes. Yes. Oh my gosh. You guys, what I'm doing is I put a bunch of Mod Podge in the middle and then I kind of just like push it up and then up against and then I kind of try to go around. And I'm kind of trying to work fast on my first layer, but also trying to keep it really thin so that it dries fast.
People are like giving the big eye emojis and like talking about burn the whole thing down. I'm not gonna burn my house
Burn
down.
it
We just bought it.
down, burn it down. Look, yuck. I hate bugs. I hate spiders. It is literally the worst thing for me to have to work in the garage because I feel like that's all I ever
Yeah.
see are spiders and, you know, bugs. And then Miles will be working outside on the car. And then so he'll have
The
the
door's
garage door
open.
open.
Yeah.
And then there's flying bugs. And I'm like, kill it, kill it, kill it. And then he's like the kind of person that's like, I'm going to save the spider's
Oh
life
no.
and relocate it. And then he loses it. And I'm like, oh my God. And I have to yell at him when I see it again. I'm like, do not try to save the spider. Just kill it and take it out of here. Oh my gosh. The worst. The
It's funny because
worst.
that's how our daughter is. She's the type that's like, no, don't kill it. It's like, kid, your mom's
Like,
not
you
gonna
just
play
don't
this
care.
game. Like, I love you, I really do, and I feel you to a certain extent, but this cannot happen because there will be conflict.
Yes, you have to get rid of it. Like, I need to see it get gone. Like, it needs to be gone. I need to watch it happen because
Right.
I can't.
But see,
I will
I'm the type
stress
of person
out.
that if I and this is gonna sound terrible, and she's gonna watch this and probably want to kill me, but like the other night, I know I saw one and I didn't catch it, but I didn't say anything because
Oh.
I don't want to be that person who's like creating weird tension in the room to be like, so hey, there's a spider in here, but I totally didn't catch it, and for her to be like, and like hop up on the bed and be like, I don't know where it's at. I just know it's in this general area over here. So as long as you stay away from there, you'll be fine.
Oh my gosh. I would have been like, she's definitely gonna kill you. She's gonna watch back, she's gonna kill you.
Well, I kill the ones I kill the ones I see and find. So that should at least make
Oh my
should at least
gosh.
make things better, right?
Ah,
In theory, no.
yes. Maybe. Maybe.
Is this your
Maybe.
is
In
this your
theory.
favorite kind of cup to do?
It is and it isn't. So I love the 5 split tumblers. But I don't know that I have a favorite kind of cup to do. I don't know. That's like a hard question for me. I love making all kinds of cups. I've got cups that I used to love making that I make so often that I'm sick of them.
Yeah. Like what?
But I
Just say it.
like the V split tumbler.
The one that you had to make at Palooza.
Yeah.
Did you get a lot of popularity from it? Like, did you get a lot of
Yeah.
people who were like, I want one?
Yeah, and the reason why is because I started doing them with scrapbook paper, and so they were like the options were like so much like there were so many more options. So everybody wanted them. Everybody wanted them. They were one of my best-selling cups. That and the side-by-side splits, and then everybody wanted lives on them. And so, and I'm not complaining. I love doing lives, and I love doing what people want to see. But like, I would do a live, and then everybody would be like, "Where do I find the live? Where do I find the live? I need another live. I need another one. I need another one." And so I have to do another live, and then I have to do another live,
You know
and
what would help
you
with that?
know, putting a bunch
YouTube.
of links. YouTube. Oh, look.
Here's why. Here's why. this content that we're using and we're doing right here, I'm literally recording every bit of it. And because of that, all I have to do when we're done is I just click stop and I upload it to YouTube. If people watch it, cool. If they don't, cool. But it's there. And that way, whenever they go, how do I do that? I'm
You can
like,
be like,
here's your content. You know, if you want to skip ahead and scroll through it and like skip all you want, I'm cool with that. I don't care. But here it is. You know, because Heather struggles with the same things, right? And I 100% get it. Because I don't know if you saw, we did the diamond plate mats.
yes.
So we did those, and literally she had like 4 different groups reach out and was like, "Can you please do a live on this?" And so she's like, "I don't want to make anymore. I don't want to do them." She's like, "I
Mhm.
want to make what I want to make," and I feel like that's a lot of
Yep.
crafters. So she's like, "Nope, I don't
Yeah,
want to do it."
I always said that I only wanted to do like ready to ship cups, so that I can do cups that, I really liked doing. And then I do that. I do that a lot. Like I've got a ton of cups that like I do off of live that I just make because I wanted to make them. You know
Sure.
what I mean? Like, or stuff that I don't do on live because I will literally sit there on live like this, staring at my wall, like trying to pin together colors that I think would look good, or just like little things that like, I'm trying to think. Got like I've got like a ton of cups that I've done that for, and um it would literally just be me staring at a wall for like 30 minutes trying to figure something out, trying to come up with something.
Yeah.
And people don't want to see that. Like, and like I can't even,
Mhm.
or like I'll sit there and try something new and then I screw it up and then I get frustrated, and I don't want people to see that, from
Honestly,
me, and I want them to be
you know
able to
what's
answer
funny that you say
questions.
that is I feel like so one of the things that we're gonna start doing, um, and feel free to do this, but we're gonna start doing. Heather had this idea that we're going to do this fix a cup thing, where basically we want like crafters to send us. They're like, I'm gonna strip this cup and give us an opportunity to fix it
I got you.
because I feel like
I
a lot of
got
people
you.
look at these and they go, "This cup is hideous," and they're like, "I hate it. I don't want it anymore. I'm gonna strip it." And Heather's like, no, Why would you do that? Like, send it to me. Either I'll use it for myself personally, and I want to pay you for it because you put the time into it. It's worth something, or let me try to fix it. And so she's already gotten her first batch of them, and we're gonna start ready. We're gonna start doing them soon, of like the fix a cup.
Let's do.
Yeah,
Look, I,
pimp
I
my cup.
send me
That's
your
probably what we'll call
address
it.
because I got you. It's already in a box. And I say that all the time. There's a whole. Hi. Okay. Good night. Love you. Sorry.
You're not
There's
allowed to
a
love anybody else but
whole.
us. I'm just kidding.
Ah, gosh, fine. Sorry. Sorry. No, no, for real. I always say it. I people only ever see the cups that go right. Why would anybody be showing off the cups that go wrong? I don't sit there and show off my cups that, I mess up on or anything like that. I always say fake it till you make it. And if you guys were watching at Palooza, that the cup that I made at Palooza was one of the worst V splits I've ever made. And I think it's probably because not that they didn't set me up for success. They did. I wasn't in my,
Sure.
space, and I didn't have, some
Well,
of the
there was a
stuff that I
time
normally would
constraint
use.
too, and
Yeah.
because of that, I feel like a lot of the people that made the cups, um, especially if they weren't comfortable or something was going on and they were like kind of rushing, and
Yeah.
that particular setup is not made for taking your time. It's more for just do it, demonstrate, move on, and
Mm-hmm.
like situations like this, it would be impossible for you to do a 5 split cup the way that we're doing it now because it's been an hour. And
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I'm taking forever.
no, 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 no. I'm not saying it for that reason. I'm saying because the time slot they allotted for, You're just
Yeah.
you don't have that kind of time for that. You
It's
could,
not the same kind of time.
but
And the thing
it'd take
is,
4 or 5 days to do everything.
yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know. It was just like little things, I think my biggest thing was the pen. I had to use a pen for marking the V
Right.
as opposed to, the light colored Sharpie that I would normally use.
Sure.
And again, it's not their fault. I was the one actually that forgot to mention it. And so they did the best that they could to accommodate, me and everybody. But like that ruined the cup for me
Yeah.
and my color choices and stuff like that. So um it was little things, and I always say, people don't see how often I mess up. They think that I'm like this great tumbler maker, but they don't see my strip box, which
Well, I
is
think it would be
completely
valuable.
overflowing.
Yeah, I think it would be valuable for you to show that though. That's just
Oh,
me.
I have. I've made a post about it. It was a long time ago. I've been wanting to make another one where, we made a post that was just saying that, like, we're always so down on ourselves, but here is it was formatted like from all of the admin team, and we all posted our strip piles.
Yeah.
And I was like, you if you feel like, you messed up on something, it is perfectly okay. Like we all do. You see
Sure.
all of us on lives and stuff like that, and you think that all of our stuff always comes out great, but people see this cup, but they don't know that there's
Yeah.
a piece of metal floating around in it, and I'm never gonna be able to use that cup for anything.
Yeah. And you
They
def
don't they
well, that's
don't
the thing
see
is,
stuff like
and you
that.
definitely now can't sell it, right? Because of,
No,
because it's got a broken seal. And I understand exactly
exactly.
what you're saying.
So,
And
people or
Macy
people
just
will
made
see.
something talking about it. I posted one of my cups that I thought that I messed up on my page, and people loved it while I hated it. And I'm sure you've had situations like that. I know that Heather has. She's like, I absolutely hate this cup, and she'll go to put it up, and she's like, I think I'm gonna strip it, and everybody's like, no, send it to me. Like, like it's
Yep.
so funny to see because everybody's different.
Yep. And so like I hate seeing posts on like in like other Tumblr groups, and that the admins allow. I'm not gonna name names, but like obviously not this group, but like where people will post something, they'll be like, I'm not sure if I like it. Should I strip it? And they'll be like, yeah, strip it. And it's like the most beautiful cup. And they're only saying that because they think that that person's like fishing for compliments. And
Yeah.
it's like, there's times where I'm like, I freaking hate this cup. But everybody's like, oh my God, I need it. Like,
Yeah.
invoice me. And I'm like, what? And so, like,
Okay, but it's
that's,
gonna be super discounted because I feel like it's a piece of crap.
exactly, exactly. And it's like, some people actually think that. And, we are our own worst critics.
Oh, sure.
And so like I see that in other groups, and I'm like, like that's so terrible. And then the admins, the admin team, either they don't catch it or they allow it and they think that that's okay. And I'm just like, that's just so mean.
Yeah.
Like
I believe in constructive
I'm
criticism.
gonna tell you.
I do, as long as it's genuinely constructive. As long as somebody's like,
Yeah.
listen, it's not the prettiest, but here's what you could do
But
maybe to
here's
try
what
to
you could
fix
have
it.
done to
Yeah.
exactly. And that's like, and there's a way, I always say there's a way to tell, like, to help somebody. Like if somebody, posts something and they're like, super thrilled on it, but that there's something like that you see technically that could be better, and
Sure.
you want to tell them and you want to help them. There's a way to do that without berating somebody or making them feel bad, or whatever. And I see that amongst a lot of groups, and that's why I started tutors, because I wanted some place that people could go that weren't like that, where the admin team was helpful and not harmful, and
Yeah.
could see where somebody is being wrong, and an admin team that works together really well to communicate with each other to like uh figure out the best way to handle a sketchy scenario. You know
Well,
what I
sure.
mean? Like,
Well, just and
like,
sometimes just a tense scenario too, because I know
yeah,
there's a lot of stuff that happens in and sometimes things do get tense. But it's good to be able to have an admin. I did not know that you started tutors.
Surprise!
Yeah, shock,
I started
surprise.
tutors. Yeah, I started tutors almost a year ago, actually, July 27th.
Wow,
I started tutors.
it's gotten
Um,
big.
yes, yes, definitely did not expect it to get as big as it has. Um, yeah, it's been a it's been a wild ride to say the least.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah.
It's a great group.
Yeah, because you're like at 34,000 members or something. If I was looking at today, that's a
We're
lot.
almost at 35.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
It's
lot.
been we hit 1,000 members within the first 3 days of our group being open. Um and then within the first month we were at 10,000.
Man, do you think? What do you think that's from? Do you think that's like the name? Do you think it's
I think that so when I created tutors, I had a fairly decent, I don't want to say, I hate saying following because that just sounds like
like
creepy,
call it what it
but
is? Like call a
like,
spade a spade. If you had a following, like that's phenomenal, and I'm pumped for you.
yeah,
I'm
I,
always curious to hear like how you got to where you are.
yeah, no, I mean, I had a fairly decent following. I started going live. I started going live in Tumblr hacks,
Okay,
and
that's a huge
and
group too.
there it is a huge group. And I think when I was in there was only like, or when I joined, I think there was only like 40 or 50,000 members in there. So it's
Yeah,
grown significantly as well. Because last time I checked, there was like over 100,000 people in
yeah,
there. Um, but I started going live in there, and I would go live around the same time every night. So I was catching the same group of people all the time, and I always had a couple hundred
yeah.
people
You're tried and true.
uh, on on my live, yeah. And when I started seeing some things that I didn't like in other groups, I started thinking about making my own. And I talked to a couple different people about it, but I couldn't put my finger on a name. And that's where my holdup kind of was. It took me a long time to figure out a name for the group because I wanted something that was going to be catchy, but something that it was obvious what the group was about,
Sure.
but also it was like something that was like, hey, we help you, like this is a helpful group, like we're kind here. um there was so much that I was, again, planner, perfectionist,
Yeah.
also crazy a little bit, but
Uh,
you know so there was a lot that went into it. I finally figured out that I wanted to name it Tumblr Tutors because there was somebody that kept calling me their Tumblr guru.
yeah.
And I was like, Tumblr gurus, maybe that could be a thing. And I was like, that sounds lame AF. So I went online and I was like,
Synonyms for
thesaurus. And
gurus.
yeah, exactly. And tutor was one of them. And I was like, Tumblr tutors. I was like,
Yeah.
is that lame? I don't know. And so I just made the group. I was like, it is what it is. And so I made it. And I invited like literally every single person that I recognized their name, like that was on my friends list.
Yeah.
I used to tell people all the time, the only way that they could get notified was that I was live was if they, added me as a Facebook friend. So I'd be like, yeah, add me. And so for everybody that had friend requested me, I added them to tutors. I was like, invite. And then I sat down and I wanted to make sure that my admin team was people who, like women who were phenomenal crafters, people who had a really good, that I knew of as being really good teachers and helpful, and just based on their lives. So that's when I invited part of my team, the first group of my admin team, and then it kind of just went from there. I started adding people to my team that were super helpful to people, and we just blew up.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's great.
I think I
I
think it
am
may
happy for
partially
you.
be the name. Thank
Well,
you.
that's what I was thinking too, because I know like where we are, you know, obviously we love doing what we do. Um, it's not something that's super huge. It's something that if it got super huge, I think we'd be super pumped. It's not something that we need
Oh
to
yeah.
happen, but we're excited about it. But I think it's very interesting that that you got to 1,000 in just a couple of days, and then 10,000 in like a month or whatever, and it always makes me wonder because my brain thinks that way of like,
Yeah.
is it the name? Is it the content? Is it? But I honestly, when people just type in Tumblr, it's like, okay, what comes up? You know.
Yeah.
So
And sometimes, it depends, I guess, because sometimes people will type in Tumblr and we don't come up. And sometimes, they do and we're the first group, or
yeah,
sometimes,
it's all the
they do and we're
analytics
the
and
top three,
yeah,
so it's
Facebook's algorithm.
kind of hard to follow, that. But like, I think that another thing that, really helps us out is that we try to keep all the drama and all of
Yeah.
that to an absolute minimum. It's like kindness over everything. And I always say that the group is quality over quantity all the time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time, because I don't care if I've got 40,000 if I've got 40,000 people in the group or if I've got 4.
Yeah.
If those 4 are kind and helpful people, that's all I need.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
It
That's
seems like
all I
that's kind of the
wanted.
consensus across the comments too, is that like the reason they joined was because of the lack of drama, and the reason that they joined was
Oh,
because of the helpfulness and the admin team being nice, and that they like that we're collaborating because it's gonna, because
yes.
I feel like we share similar values in that aspect. It's something that our admin team that we have. It's funny Sequoia is actually on because she's like, right, we believe crafting should be shared, is what she making a comment of,
Yeah.
and she actually ended up becoming a moderator of ours strictly because of like what you were saying. She just was helpful. She's always responding to people. She's like one of the
Yeah.
number one people. If you go to watch like the comments, she's always liking it
She's
or putting
always
a
in
heart
there.
on it or like being involved. Like she's a top contributor, like month over
Yeah.
month, and
And
it's
that's,
so nice.
and that's what we wanted for our team. And, we just, and I think another thing is that, we're such good friends. The admin team, everybody brings something so different but so amazing to the table. And like, I love my team. I love that. If you guys are watching, I love you guys. I'm a crier. If I'm a cry, I'm just kidding, I'm not gonna cry right now. But the you know and we're all good friends. As like weird as that sound, you don't really know people from the internet. I've met almost every person um on my team before, but Palooza was the first time that we were almost all of us together.
Yeah.
We were missing 2 or 3 people, but and it's just it's so easy to lead and have a good group with when you've got a good team. And
Oh sure. You're only
I'm
as
very,
strong as your
very
weakest player, and I hear
exactly.
that all the time, and I would 100% agree.
Yeah, it's been they've made things very, very easy.
But it's funny that you
They've
say
helped
that
a lot.
about like you don't really know people on the internet. I feel like there's like people that we have that I haven't met before that I'm like, that's my OG. Like
Oh
she goes
yeah.
back to the beginning, and like she's my bestie. Like I know we have
Oh
a couple of ones here, Teresa Jackson, which we met at Palooza, but like people like Tori who
yeah.
followed us from April was one of the ones that we met at Palooza as well. She
Yeah.
said she ate with you.
Oh my gosh, hey April.
She was there
Yeah,
with
at
her
the
mom. She didn't know if you remembered,
yes,
but
I do. Oh my gosh, yeah, it was me and Jerry. We sat down and ate with her. But no, it's there's a ton of, I mean, obviously there's people that I recognize their name from my lives, and
mm-hmm.
they've been there with me since like my first ever live in Tumblr hacks. And obviously, that's different. Okay, that's different. But I mean, at the end of the day, you still don't know them, but like their name, their face, stuff like that.
Oh, sure.
And you're like, that's my friend, and I can feel comfortable calling, them my friend.
If they
Um,
aren't comfortable with it,
but
they
like,
are anyway.
yeah, exactly. But no, I mean, it's you know, there's certain you don't know people. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know people. There's some people that get a little weird. Um, I've had to block a couple people,
I
but
get that.
like, yeah. You think that people and you try to, be cool and be nice with them, and then, they get a little weird on you, and
Can you pour
you
glitter
know,
on your feet? I'm just kidding. But like
yeah,
people
that's
get like
weird.
really strange.
Exactly. No, no, no,
Like,
no.
shocker, glitter's already on my feet. It stays on my feet because
Boom.
I'm a crafter.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, I've spray painted my feet more times than I can count, and um, you know, uh, glitter all the time, everywhere, in the bed, in the shower,
Oh my
all
god,
over the place,
it's
on my
all in
feet
our
right
bed too for
now.
that same reason. It sticks to the
Crocs
bottom of our
completely
feet.
covered. Yes,
So,
it's
couple other quick questions I wanted to ask,
yeah.
because it looks like you're getting ready to almost wrap up for the most part.
Oh, I'm done.
You're done. Don't mind me.
Done. Let's
Don't mind
talk.
me. So
No, you're fine.
three last questions.
Yeah,
First,
that's right.
do you feel like there's a cup that you've done that kind of like describes you as a person?
Yes. Don't have it in here right now. I can
Okay,
get it. Do you want me to run and get it?
sure, go ahead.
Okay,
That way, if
hang
anybody else
on.
has any
Give me a
questions they want
second.
to tag along, just post in the comments. This is what the cup looks like so far, right?
Yeah,
It
it's
looks
so
so good.
pretty. I'm
Your
gonna
lines are
go
clean.
ahead and yes, they're very nice and clean, except for right there. I messed up a little bit, but it's okay.
Is that where you tapped it with
It's
the Mod Podge and you're like, ooh?
yeah, exactly. So that's where that was. But no, it's really pretty. And so I'm just going to spray seal this, and then I'm going to epoxy it, sand it, and then I'll put my vinyl lines on it.
Good. Very good.
Pretty.
Yeah, go
Well,
grab
look
that
at
cup.
that. I'll be right back. Just brush off all my glitter. Don't mind my Crocs.
Judging. So yeah, if you guys have questions for her, like, go ahead and pop them on here. I'll make sure to read them off to her, so that way we can get to know her a little bit better because she finished up the cup. So I think it looks great so far. So if I haven't said it yet, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate you being here. If you like this type of stuff, all you have to do is make sure that you kind of follow along as we continue this journey. This is episode 3. There were 2 others. We did Megaps and Miss Fallen Hobby before this. So yeah, and Miss Deanna's been ever so gracious to do this with us, and we appreciate it. So
You
this
guys
is
are so
this is the
sweet.
cup that describes you, huh?
This is my favorites cup. So in another group, we did a challenge to do like a favorites cup, all your favorite things on one cup. And so whew, I'm out of breath.
Take your time.
This is my favorites cup, and it's got all my favorite things on it. I've got my doggy. I've got me and my boyfriend in the mountains. I've got Alice in Wonderland. It's my favorite, favorite, favorite. Got all kinds of stuff.
Unicorn.
Pineapple, this little unicorn from New York, looking like a snack. A little pizza. Duncan. Okay, because on all my lives I used to get made fun of for saying okay all the time, because I'd be like, okay, so we're gonna do this, and you do this, this, and this, okay, and
Ugh.
so
That was your
put
like.
okay on it.
That was your. What do they call it? Oh my god, that was
My
your.
catchphrase.
I was gonna say your tick, because like some people like
Oh
they have like a
yes,
nervous tick.
yes. Okay is my nervous tick, but now I've got like my airplane wing, my airplane, and my favorite football team,
There you
and
go.
makeup, and White Claws. That's a basic.
Basic.
This one says taco about awesome. It's tacos. And so, yeah.
That's super
And
fun.
then this one says, boy, do I hate being right all the time. And so this is
Do
my
you feel
favorites
that on a
cup. And
personal
it's
level?
like, oh yeah,
The being right all the time?
super But this thing has been through some stuff. It got left in the car, so it's like yellow. This is my
It's
baby.
all good. That's your describes you cup. Someone asked
Yeah.
what size you were gonna cut your lines when you do this.
My lines, I'm gonna cut them 11 by 0.20.
So it's about a quarter of an inch, a little less than a quarter of an
Uh-huh.
inch,
Yes.
because a quarter of an inch would
I
be
don't math.
0.25.
Yeah. Okay, then
So
yes.
so it's a little less than a
0.20. I
quarter of
had
an
to
inch. So
think about that
point
for a
point two
second,
oh.
but yes. 11 long by 0.20
Gotcha.
are my
Um,
lines.
and then all right. So two more questions. Um,
Yeah,
I'll ask this one first. Do you still have your first tumbler that you ever made?
I do. Do you
Is
want to
it
see it?
is it like off in the distance we have to go get it to?
It's right behind me. You
Yeah,
want to
grab
see
it.
it?
Grab it.
Okay.
The throwback Thursday here, even though it's Friday. I hate to
It's
keep
got
having you
car
get
parts.
up.
It's fine. It's got car parts in it.
It's got
This is
car
my
parts
first
in it.
tumbler. Yeah, it's like my boyfriend uses
Oh
it
my
for car
god.
parts. This is my first ever tumbler. My first ever epoxy tumbler. It's got dust all over it, but it was a hydro dip. And
Nice.
first one,
Flashback Friday. I see you,
honestly,
Laura.
honestly, it's not that bad
No, I was about to say it looks
because
good.
it's got clean lines. Like the only thing is that it's yellowed, but like, and it's scraped up, but I've got really clean lines and there's no bubbles. So,
Look at you.
I'd call this a win.
O- OG Deanna coming in for the win.
Oh yeah.
Flashback Friday is what Laura said.
Flashback Friday. I love it.
And then what size cup is that? What size is the cup you use? Oh, maybe they're talking about
My
that was a 20-ounce non-taper that she used for the 5 split tonight, right?
Yes, the
Okay.
20-ounce skinny non-tapered. But you can use the tapered, it's the same thing.
Yeah. And then the last question, and then we'll hop off, is what do you want to accomplish by making cups?
Ooh. Why you gotta ask me these pageant questions?
Because because
If
I
you
asked a
could be a
couple of I
car,
asked a
what kind
couple
of
of
car would
standard
you
ones
be
too,
and
like
why?
what's your favorite color?
Oh my
Plus, we talked about a
gosh.
lot of other stuff too, like your first job, which was something like a pageant question.
Yeah. So what do I want to accomplish by making cups? I want to make people happy. As lame as that sounds so
No, it's
lame, but
not.
like
It's not lame.
I love taking somebody's vision and making it like, they'll be like, oh my gosh, I want this, and like 40,000 different things that like do not at all correlate. And then putting them together into something like really beautiful. And I love seeing people's face like when they see their vision come to life.
Yeah.
And I love that. So
Do you watch a lot of
that
reaction videos?
no.
I just imagine that because that fits right in with what you're saying of like seeing people's
No.
reactions. So you don't. Okay.
Oh. But I do love people's reactions. I love people's reactions. And there are like reaction videos to like my cups. Like there's one that I share every year that my friend I say my friend very lightly. It's one of my boyfriend's ex-girlfriends. But so she my friend, she had reached out to me and asked me to make her mom a cup, and she was like, yeah, I want it for her birthday, but it's also for her anniversary, and she doesn't like girly things, and her favorite color is olive green, and she's got this tattoo that I want to correlate. And I'm just like, And she
You're
like
really
sends me
trying
a
me
picture
today.
of the tattoo. Yeah, she sends me a picture of the tattoo. It's like a prison tat. I'm like, I can't even read this. Like, what is this? And it's like, it was like this whole crazy thing. But I finally put something together, and her mom, like, she took a video of her mom getting the cup, and she's like crying, and I was like, oh my god, like that's so sweet. Or like my friends that will like order, or not even my friends, people that will order stuff for their kids, and they take kids like reaction videos to like their Elsa
Yeah,
cup,
yeah.
or something like that. And I'm just like, like that's so sweet. But like, it's, I see someone said, bring sparkle to the world. That's so literally, yeah, that
It's the
that.
truth. That's where we are too, you know? It's I think my favorite part about what we do is that we're giving people a safe place
Yeah.
to kind of be, even if they're in the background. Like, we appreciate you guys too if you're not saying anything, and if you're that type who's like, I'm scared to go out and be the public one, but you're in the shadows doing your thing. I think the grind is the coolest part. Like,
Yeah.
when it's really funny to me that you said like people don't want to see that, talking about like the you staring at the wall for 30 minutes, but it's so
Yeah.
funny because I think they should.
Yep.
And the reason I'd say that is because you go through it. You really do. And like you
Oh, I
like
go through it.
seeing that, I feel like would give a lot of inspiration to people to be like, so she struggles too. It's not just me.
Yeah.
Like, and I know that you probably do posts and things about like you said, the strip pile, where it's like, okay, this is obviously, I'm no by no means perfect. I mess things up
Yeah.
too, but I think that's really neat that we have platforms like this that we can, make it a point to be like, hey, it's okay to not be okay.
It's okay. It's okay to not be okay.
Yep.
Yes. That
Like the
is the
song's
truth.
lyrics, like the song lyrics that I just realized that I brought up.
Exactly. It is. Look, I wasn't gonna say nothing. It's
You were gonna sing it.
okay.
It would have been fine.
But no, I mean it is, and it is one of my favorite things too about owning a group. Thought the question was about my business. No, I'm talking about the group. It is one of my favorite things to be able to help people and to make them feel like it's okay to be new, and it's okay to ask questions, because there was something that I saw but across a ton of groups where people were getting made fun of for their stuff, or when they had honest questions, or people would be like, oh well, I'm not sharing my information
Right.
with
Or
you, and
they're
you're
like,
like,
just check YouTube. Like,
yeah,
that seems like a
exactly.
standard comment across the board.
Exactly. Like, instead of being like, here's who I watch on YouTube, just saying like, go to YouTube,
Right.
and I hate generic responses like that. And so I try to, but like, you know, being able to be, like you said, the safe place for people who, are new, or even if they aren't new and they're just trying to learn something, that they haven't done before, or learn a new way of doing something, that being able to have a place for them to do that, and you know that's that.
Yeah. Do you have like advice
Oh,
that you give to like
good.
new crafters?
Oh, my advice for new crafters is ongoing forever, but my main piece of advice, start small. That's my main piece of advice I always give everybody. Instead of trying and seeing in these groups, you see 5,000 different cups that you're like, oh my God, I want to try
There's
that.
a
I want to try that. I
lot of
want to try
different
that. And you
techniques.
like, yeah, you have like screenshots of like 50 different cups. And then you go out and buy all the stuff to make all 50 of those cups. Don't do that. If you're working on towards your first cup and you're like, okay, well, what do I need to buy? Start with something. Pick one technique.
Yeah.
I started with hydro dips. I made 3 hydro dips before I even touched glitter.
Really.
Start with something small. Don't be like, I'm gonna buy one of every glitter in the world. I'm gonna buy all the paint, all of the, whatever. alcohol links, all that stuff, you're going to end up in a big hole. At that point, you don't even know if you like it. You don't know if you're allergic to anything. You don't know, you know what I mean? Like, you have to start small.
Yeah.
Don't go all in right away. And that's my biggest piece of advice. And I
Somebody
always
said you
say it
just
from people
described
ask
me.
me. Yes. I grew my workspace. I said it earlier, I've redone my workspace 50,000 times because I keep growing it. But I started with, I didn't jump in and buy all the glitter at first. I bought one Walmart glitter, and I made a cup with it, and I remade that cup 40 different times until I got it right
Sure.
because I couldn't figure it out, and I wasn't in any Facebook groups or anything like that to follow. I was trying to figure things out on my own. Which is probably a good thing because if I wasn't, I
Yeah.
probably would have jumped into the hole,
Yeah.
you know.
Or
So
you would have been one of those people that maybe kind of made a post and got shunned because of it, and you're like, no, I'm not going to do this
yeah, and
anymore.
got discouraged. It's discouraging for people. If I would have made a post and asked a question and been shut down, I probably would have been like, well, this is stupid. If I can't get my answers, what am I doing? How am I going to do this? And a lot of people react like that. And so, like I said, I try to reach out and I try to fill those posts in with people who are, um, people who are new. I try to, if they're not getting the answers they want or that they're looking for, I try to jump in there, or, we try to give them encouragement and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I have to say that's the only thing I struggle with is because I don't do cups. I
Yeah.
obviously help Heather with running the group. Um,
Mhm.
I do a lot of the obviously the tech stuff and doing these interviews and stuff, which I have absolutely adored doing. But the thing that I always struggle with is like I don't know what to say, especially when I'm in the comment
Yeah.
section, other than be like, "You did a great job," or
This is nice.
"Yeah, nice, nicely done." And I feel like
Thumbs up.
like you're saying, you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. So just being nice,
Yeah.
creating that nice atmosphere. But I don't always have the best like you should do this.
No, I
So
feel that he's one of my best friends in I real life. She lives. We I've known her for over 10 years now. She's one of my admins, and she's always like, oh, I don't know anything about cups. She doesn't make cups, and I'm like, you don't have to be there. I trust you. Not that I don't trust my other team members, but it's a different level. And I'm like, I just want you to be in there to help me keep an eye on things. And she does a lot of the background stuff, and she's approving members, approving posts, stuff like that. And you always see her in there, and she's like heart reacting, posts and
mm-hmm.
stuff like that. I'm like, that's all that you really need to do.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't need to be anything super crazy. We're not sitting here, doing brain surgery. We're just running a group,
It's just
Nothing crazy.
it's just 34,000 people watching you. Don't sweat it.
No big deal.
Well, hey, I want to say thank
Yeah.
you. I know I've probably said it too many times
No,
because
no, I love
I don't know how many times I've said
feedback.
thank you, just over Messenger, about doing it and being willing to participate in it. It means a lot to us. It means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to the people in the group because it's allowing not just content but for a chance to get to know you a little bit, which is really cool.
Oh,
So,
you're so sweet.
um, do you have any questions for anybody, or do you have anything that you'd like to add before you hop off?
I don't think so. Thank you guys just so much. I really appreciate you guys having me and asking me to do this. This is amazing. I love that you guys are doing this. This interview a crafter, kind of getting to know the behind the scenes, asking the questions that people wouldn't normally ask.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. It's super fun, and I love this group. You guys are so sweet, and I really appreciate you guys letting me be here. Um, I do, I really do, and congratulations on your successful interview a crafter series. It's
Thank
doing
you.
really well.
Thank you. So far, it's going well. It could go horribly
No,
moving
it's
forward,
really good.
but
No, I think it's gonna be awesome. I
positive
think it's
vibes.
awesome.
positive
I love
vibes.
it.
So,
I love
for those of you who are interested in knowing more about Miss Deanna, she has her own Facebook page, which I accidentally put at the top of the little intro here. So people have your Facebook page now, but y'all can hop on and go give her some love, like her Facebook page. But you can find her at Tumblr Tutors also. That's where
Yes.
that's what the group that she started. So she has several members and a ton of help in there if you guys ever need help with cups too. So you hop over there if you haven't already. And yeah, so thank you again, Deanna. I really appreciate it.
Thank you guys. I
And we'll call it
appreciate
for now.
you. Bye, guys.
All right. So I want to say thank you very much for you guys for watching. It means a lot to me. It's something that I've obviously put together because I really think that this type of content is really cool just to get a chance to get to know the crafters and a little bit behind the art that we see on a regular basis. If you guys have crafters that you would like to see, I would love nothing more than for you to put them in the comments. Make a point to either message me directly. I definitely don't mind doing that. If you don't know who I am, my name is Cameron. I help in doing the crafting stuff for Miss Heather. This is us. If you see this icon pretty much anywhere, it's going to be us. And what we do. So yeah, you'll know that's us. If you guys need anything, you know where to find us. Thank you very much for watching this segment. I love you guys and love you being here, and I look forward to the next one. I think the next one we're going to do is going to be Miss Misty is in the process of getting her house together. I have Keisha Wallace who's on deck, uh, and I think April Nolner is going to be one of the ones coming up soon too. So make sure that you continue to post it. Uh, if you have a crafter that you'd like to see, post it in the comments. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful night.